Hey, what's up, guys? I'm going over KAVL, KAVL today, as well as BKKT, as first red day setups. And this might be a lengthy video, I'm not sure, but I feel like I've got a lot to kind of go over. So, KAVL is a pretty interesting one. Um, this has, run up a lot. So, the first thing I'm looking for on a first red day setup is I'm looking for over a big overextension. Um, and that really is relative to the daily chart and what I think is big extension. On some stocks, maybe 50% is big overextension. On others, it might not be. And if you had 50% overextension, on this one, it came from 50 cents, so you'd really only be at a dollar. So, at that point, it wouldn't really be that much, right? Especially since it, came from pretty high up. So, but a move from 50 cents to 350, now we're talking, now we're talking like 600%. And that's, to me, very big overextension. And and I'm looking for the time that it starts rolling over and goes red. So that's kind of the first thing, right? The second thing is I'm looking for some sort of squeeze parabolic move, and for that to get stuffed and fail hard. And KVL had that a few days ago, and if we go into the intradaily chart, we can see that on this day we had above average volume, more than it's been trading on the majority of the days. And you can see that we had this very quick, fast, big squeeze from, about 270 to 350, which again, that's also a big move. And then it came all the way back down. So basically, a lot of shorts got squeezed. A lot of longs chased it on the way up, and once it comes in, and if it fails and it gives back that move, what do you have? You have shorts that lost money on the way up that maybe got margin called, or just they were big size, so they had to cut their trade, or they were just early, so they cut their trade. Then you have longs who maybe didn't sell, I'm and now they're bagged, because it came all the way back down here. Um, so you have bag holders and people who lost money who are, now can't get back in or are not willing to get back in. So that's the second part that I'm looking for. And the third part, actually there's four. And the third part I'm looking for is a break of daily trend. And as you can see, if you just draw a line, this stock has held onto this line extraordinarily well. And you can see that every single time it's dipped to that line, it's continued higher. So yeah, you could have, gone long this. You could have made a thesis for that, but I didn't want to because of the fourth part that I'm looking for, and that is the fundamental side. And to me, the fundamentals were pretty bad. The stock was, had the ability to offer a lot of money or a lot of shares, and they were in need of cash. So fundamentally, if I was going long the stock, I would be worried every single night of a potential offering. So that's why, no matter how great this uptrend looks, I would be scared to hold this overnight or really any time during the day because what if you get dropped midday, the offering. So to me, it's a much safer bet to just wait for the short side on this. And what I did was I waited. Um, I after I saw this price action here on this day, that gave me a good signal of, hey, this is potentially over. So I took a starter. Actually took a starter here into this, um, you know, area of about, between, 305 to, let's just say, 320 in that area. It took a starter. Then I added a little bit into this pop after I saw this big flush, because this really gave me the conviction that, hey, this might be rolling over. And then the following day, we failed this trend, and that's where I really got my conviction that, hey, we're starting to roll over, breaking trend, because every time it's tested before on this trend line, it's held, and now it fell below that trend line and it's going lower. Um, so I was able to catch that move, and I was really looking for $2 or lower, $1.50 ideally, on a swing if I held that swing for, depending how long. But so I held through this entire day, and then this morning, um, I covered, and I can show you guys my covers. I took that in my Guardian account. Let's see. So you guys can see that I took my covers right here. So, covered on this pole here, a piece, and then covered everything right here. So I basically bottom took actually the entire move. So that's nice. So that's how I traded KAVL, and that's kind of what I saw. In hindsight, it seems easy. In hindsight, it seems easy um, to just wait for this crack, but it's really not. Trading is difficult because you have to do this live. You have to assess this price action live while it's happening, and yeah, it's easy to see it after and say, oh yeah, just short once it cracks, but in reality, it's not that easy, right? And we all know that. So it comes with practice, and it comes with experience, I guess. And sometimes you have to try it a couple times, because I did try it. I did try it earlier in the run up, and then I tried it this day here, and then I had more conviction after it broke here. So sometimes it takes a few tries and maybe a couple paper cuts, but once that move actually comes, you got to size in, and you got to really capitalize on the move. So that was KAVL, and really, BKKT is a very similar concept, where actually lost on this one, a decent chunk on the way up, because and this is where conviction sometimes can be a negative thing in your trading, because you might be strongly biased that something is up too much and it needs to be down at a certain price, when in reality you need to be trading price action, and you have to follow price action and trends, and you can't just go against trend, because you're going to lose. So with BKKT, if we just look at the daily, again, something that's come from $3.50 and all the way to $9. That's a 300% move, or 200%. Yeah. So that's a 200% move. That's a big move, especially for a stock that is not a good company. Again, how do you find that? It's by going through the filings, and you got to start putting in some accounting skills, or learn some accounting skills, and learn how to read financial statements, learn how to read news, and so forth. But with BKKT, I tried it on this day here as like a bounce short. Just after I saw this big day, I was like, okay, maybe it rolls over this day. It didn't, and it kept going higher. And if we look at at the intraday daily chart, you can, what am I looking at? Let's go through the things that I was looking for again that I explained on KAVL, the four things. So the first, one of the things was fundamentals, and the fundamentals were, not good on it. So it meets that, criteria. I'm looking for overextension, and that meets, the overextension. It's up, from $3 to $9 in a short amount of time. And I'm looking for like a squeeze out, where you get shorts and you get longs stuck on the wrong side of the move. And fourth, I'm looking for the trend break. So with this stock, I I got chopped up on it. Looking back, I should have traded it better, and I didn't. But um, I took multiple tries on it, basically every day, looking for the fail. But if you go here, once we get this run up from, the mid threes all the way up to, $8.50, now I'm looking at this as a potential top here and for this to roll over. So this is what I would be seeing, live. So basically, I tried shorting the pops every day, and then hope and expecting kind of a break of $7. As if you just draw some lines, you can see a support of $7 and basically kind of like a top at around $8. I was looking for that break of 7 and going back down. So I kept trying it, and every day I kept holding. And then I stopped trying. I was like, I'm just gonna wait for that 7 break, which never happened. And then we got high, and then we went higher. And this is kind of that squeeze mode where everybody's probably trying to short it because everybody thinks it's gonna go lower. But it doesn't, and it holds on, and it goes even higher. So now this move here is basically shorts getting squeezed. So once this move is over, that's when I'd be looking to short it again. So this day here, I didn't touch it. This day here, though, we got it's kind of like this final squeeze, and then it came all the way back down. Now this is very similar to what we just saw and what I just showed on KAVL. You get the squeeze the final day, and it comes right back down. So, again, squeeze and comes right back down. So I shorted this bounce on a starter, and I carried it overnight. And I was really looking to, after I saw it gapping down, earnings came out. I was really looking to add on pops, maybe back to $8, maybe 8.10 or something. But then pre-market, it really tanked, and I was like, oh man, it looks like I'm not going to be able to get some good size behind it. And unfortunately, I did not. I really hate chasing. That's not my style of trading, but I end up adding a little bit here on this bounce and then covered down here at, close to $6. So because, you can just draw a line, the next support down is going to be around the $6 level. And I'll show you guys the executions again. It's not full because I had a swing from the prior night, but you can see my ad again. This was not a great big ad, but it was a small ad, and then you can see my full cover here, about 625 or so. So that was the trade on BKKT. And again, this market is extremely difficult for many, including myself. Where I really do think that the edge is you either really just got to be patient for the trend break if you want a bigger type of move, or you gotta take scalps. You gotta take little profits over and over and over again, because if you don't, you're just gonna get chopped up like I did in this week. I just kept trying it over and over again, and I think I still came out green overall and trying to trade this. I was red earlier, but trying to trade this, I still ended up green, but it really didn't amount to a whole lot. And the big trade comes on a day like yesterday and today. So hopefully you guys got a lot out of this video, and that's about it.